the challenge that I had was I had no idea how to hire for salespeople. I knew how to hire for technical people,
For technical,
but
yeah.
for salespeople, I didn't know. But I mean, it's something that not just sales in any field in
Mhm.
your business. You
Yeah.
have a particular skill that you're great at, but a business needs multiple skills, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very rare that you have all of those skills. So
All the
at
right
some point,
skills,
you're
yeah.
hiring for someone that
Hmm.
you're not an expert in.
You know, this it's a question of, yes, you want to increase sales, right? But do you do you get that resource in before you get the piece of work? Or do you go sit on the fence, get the piece of work, and then go out to skelter to try and then get the right resource to fit the piece of work or contract that you have? It's a common question that a lot of clients obviously have.
Yeah. So
Um,
so
do you
I,
increase your staff mm,
yeah, yeah.
first before chicken or egg?
Um, so look, hiring people is like we discussed before. Can be a risky part of your business.
Mm,
Probably the most risky part of your business. You hire the wrong person, like it can have devastating effects on your overall bottom line, on the morale of the rest of your team if you have an existing team. But if you're new to hiring, what I normally advise people to do is if you're a solo entrepreneur or you're going in for your first hire or your second hire, it's generally safer to look at your portfolio of work, because hiring someone is supposed to make your work, your experience better, and um, so I'd look at all the stuff that you do.
mm,
You write down a list. This is my day to day, my week, whatever I need to do in terms of making sure that I get this revenue, because that's kind of what it's about, to get this revenue. And so then you look at the stuff that you enjoy the least, or that you feel it makes the least contribution to that overall delivery. For an example, I mean, HR is a good example. In both of our businesses, we outsource our HR.
mm.
Um, I don't know enough about HR. I don't want to learn about
Correct.
HR.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of
Mm,
admin to me, and to me,
mm.
admin is like a gun to my head. No, thank you. I will not have it.
Yeah. Mm,
Um, and so those are the kind of things we look at. You say, cool, I can either get a virtual assistant, which is an option these days. Somebody is good at some sort of administrative function that can be performed remotely with a set of instructions. So you process the journal entries, for example. Here's the things, go for it. Like, and they just process.
mm.
And so that's what I'd look at. I'd look at the job function of you first, what you love doing. If you love, having yourself deep in the admin, then go hire someone to do the other stuff like marketing or social media if you don't like social media, stuff like that. um, so it is really about thinking about yourself, splitting the daily tasks that you have, and then taking those tasks that you enjoy the least, find someone who loves those things and hire them,
Mm.
right? Because that will give you more freedom to focus on the other things more. So you'd have more
That's a good
time
point.
to focus on
Mm,
that other things, because I
mm,
believe in focusing on your strengths. So you'd be like greater, but it's got to be task that is clearly defined. Otherwise, a mistake that I've made, I hired people with an idea, and that's a dead mistake. Like, you know, like, oh, come work with me. You're a great person. You seem to have lots of great
yeah.
ideas, you
Yeah.
know. And they come on board, and then they don't know what to do. I don't know what to give them to do. I thought they'd figured it out. They thought
Yeah.
I knew it, and we sort of
Mm,
butt heads, and that
mm,
isn't healthy for anyone. They feel terrible. I feel terrible,
mm,
and you part ways on unfriendly terms.
mm.
So be clear about what you want someone to do. Tell them, this is what I expect you to do, and this is the job involved. There's the goal of what it is that you're doing. If you can't do that, then you shouldn't be hiring. So that's the first
Yeah.
rule, I
Yeah.
think.
Good point.
you know,
Good point.
is you have to be able to write down what's their goals, almost like, you know, not to do it as an HR thing, but um, let's say it's something like this. I'm gonna hire you to edit videos for me, so, and I want the videos to be 25 minutes long with an intro and an outro and some cool animation. Each one of them, you've got to stack it up like that, and you've got to highlight and write down the key points of each of the videos so that it becomes show notes. And that's what I want, and I want you to do it for I've got 15 recordings that I need you to do it for. So that's something that
Clear
I can
scope.
you'd be able to
Yeah.
hire someone for clear
Mm.
scope. Either it be a consultant, a contractor, or you in-house that person, or whatever it is. You got to look at your affordability of, I'm gonna take this revenue, this money I have in the bank, I'm gonna give it to this resource, because if I give them that, it's going to give me this other return. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video. I hope that you got some value out of that. I thought I'd just round this off with a few points that I found very useful when I was making my first hire. If you're a small business, micro business, solo entrepreneur, and you're trying to find the direction for what you should be looking out for when hiring your first person, whether that be a virtual assistant, whether it be a contractor, I found that this really helped me when I was making my decision. So number one is what I've said in this video, is take the task that you find that you struggle with the most, that takes up a lot of time, but they seem like they're small things, but you take a while to get to it. You're always delaying it. You're not sort of making it a priority. Take those things, look at those things, and then maybe try and put that into a function. So a collection of things that somebody can do, and that's who you hire. You hire someone to do those things. Mentally, it frees you from that, and it's a lot easier for you then to focus on the things that you actually like doing, which ultimately will lead to more productivity in your business. That's fantastic. That's tip number one. And then tip number two is, if you are hiring someone that is a little bit more technically involved in the business, try and make sure that you're getting the money right. This is very difficult to do. It's not impossible, but it just means that our tendency as business owners is that we are trying to use the least amount of money and get the best value out of it. I think that's, as humans, that's what we do. But if you get it wrong on either scale, so the money is too cheap but you want to hire skill, you probably won't find someone, or if you do find someone, they're not at the caliber that you are expecting. So that will be different. So make sure that you get the money right when you do go out to market. Keep those 2 points close when making your decision. I wish you all the best. If you do want to reach out to me and have a little bit more of a conversation, I do have links in the description below that you can click on and reach out, and we can start that process of us having a conversation. All the best with your business, and I wish you luck.